Hello, it's been forever. There has been multiple transits that have begun that are so important to talk about. First of all, I just want to say happy new moon. The moon is in Virgo, as is the sun, of course. It's the new moon. It's the beginning of the next lunar cycle, the next 30 days. There's so much to talk about as per the details, but before I forget, I just want to remind everyone that the August sale is obviously still going on. So if you want to book a reading with me, if you book at least 45 minutes, can be up to an hour, however long really you'd like, you get 15 minutes free. So I'd really recommend taking advantage of that sale. Feel free to look at the information of the different readings I offer in the description of this video. Um, and it doesn't matter what reading format, it applies for all formats. So yeah, check that out. I love doing readings. I've done them professionally for over a decade. I've like 130 something 5-star reviews on my Facebook page. So I've read for so many more people. I just don't think to ask for reviews usually. So I love doing it. So if you have any interest at all, I would really check that out and take me up on that offer. Okay, cool. Now that I won't forget that. Let us move forward with so much good stuff. Okay. Where to begin? So a couple things before we get into the details of what all this stuff means. The sun has gone into Virgo, Mercury has gone into Libra. Wow, we have so much Mercury energy to work with. Sun is in Virgo, the moon is in Virgo for the next couple days, but the sun will continue to be in Virgo. Mars will continue to be in Gemini for again the next 7 months. That is a major transit that's going on, and I think that the main theme here is thinking. I think the main here is thinking. We have such a gift, really, over the next 7 months to be able to think, to analyze, to communicate, to listen, to speak, to figure out whatever we need to figure out in our lives. And I am so enjoying the optimistic side of this. There are certainly challenges, and I know we talked about that a little bit in the last when we talked about Mars and Gemini in the last transit video. There's still some stuff I totally spaced, some of the most important stuff. We'll cover that in just a moment. I'll be sure to remember. But I'm loving how Mars and Gemini is sextile Jupiter in Aries right now, as well as the Venus in Leo. And it's trine Saturn in Aquarius too. So what does this mean? The Venus in Leo part is really lovely, but it's more so that Mars and Gemini sextile. So basically, it works really nicely with, it's air energy with fire energy. It flows really nice with where Jupiter is right now, Aries, and then it's trine, so it's working even more nicely in a lot of ways with transiting Saturn in Aquarius. So what does this mean? It means that we are able to be optimistic, to think more positively, and to be able to just the puzzle pieces falling into place right before our feet. Of course, we want to not push this too much to the limit. We don't want to get ego involved. But that being said, being able to cover our basic needs in life and then to push forward, whatever we need to experience, whatever tools that we need to be able to learn, to grow, whatever people we need in our lives to be able to connect with, to be able to take our game to the next level, all of these energies are working in our favor. And the focus is on long-term growth. So it's good to look at the big picture here. I know that we have a lot of energies that are focused on more so the immediate, where am I right now, stuff like this, right? But to make the most of all of these opportunities, we need to be looking at the big picture. Okay, how do I wish to grow? What is most important to me? What do I want to build over the course of the next 7 months and even the next however long into the future? That is a major theme during this time. And that optimistic energy, you can get solutions if you're seeking them. You can absolutely, again, whether it's internal or external, whatever you need, the universe is offering us all abilities to understand and to progress, but we have to have that mindset of positivity. I think that's one of the challenges here, is to overthink things, to get caught up in anxiety, to be caught up in negative thinking in particular. That is I would say the main challenge for this next month. Virgo energy has so many great gifts, but those are all the basic challenges that we all have to keep in mind to make sure that we are not being too self-deprecating, not hurting ourselves with our minds. And I think, and this is the big thing I'd forgotten to say in the last video, with Mars and Gemini, one of the key challenges here is to make sure that we are not being too harsh with other people, that we are not being argumentative, that we are not saying things without really thinking through them. I know we covered this stuff a little bit, but it's really important to highlight, especially with all of this Virgo energy adding to it. It's very possible to start overthinking, to being anxious about things, and to make things even worse by what we say, and especially if we get into a combative mindset. The key for all of this is to breathe. That's the basic key. There's of course several different keys here, but the basic key is to breathe, to slow down, to stay focused on what's right here, right now. Mars in Gemini is giving us incredible energy when it comes to our mind, when it comes to our communication skills, as we talked about before. Its challenge is to be scattered, though. It wants to go in two different directions. It's impatient. It likes to get things done now, right? So as long as we're slowing down and just focusing right here, right now, then we're making the most of this energy, and we're able to avoid that feeling of like, oh, I'm focused on this, and so I'm not getting either done well, and I'm anxious. Breathe, come back to the moment, come back to where you are. Virgo energy is really wonderful with that, to be able to unite the mind and the body, the mind and the hands as well in particular, and to be able to take care of stuff. So if you get overwhelmed, simplify. It's kind of like what we talked about before over the last month and a half with Mars and Taurus. Simplify, right? We had Mars and Virgo previously, so that kind of gave us a good preview of this energy. So I think it's that simple. Really, just simplify. Something that's helping all of this is Mercury is in Libra. We do have a Mercury retrograde coming up I don't know exactly when, I can't remember, but it's within the next couple of weeks. We'll cover it when it comes up. Again, simplify, focus on right here, right now. We don't gotta know the future. But yeah, so Mercury is in Libra. That's helping tremendously to be able to communicate, to be able to listen, to be diplomatic. It's trine, we have a grand trine going on. Even if it's not down to the degree, we still have this major connection of energies working, of being able to listen to other people, to listen to their perspectives, to consider their perspectives, as well as within our own minds to juggle of pros and cons here, Mars and Gemini, we're trying to solve problems, so this is helping us. I think communicate, if you're getting caught up in anxiety, that's something that's also really great to communicate. Obviously in the sense of being able to talk about what you're anxious with a trusted loved one who you trust and you feel like you can be vulnerable with, and share your concerns, your fears, etc. Maybe they can help you to put things in perspective. They can at least give you, if they're mature and if they're really listening, they can give you some good stuff to think about, maybe to consider. But I think also there's a sense of getting information. This is a time where getting information is really life-changing, and it can be really incredible. And I think that I just want to offer this as a parallel, because I think this will apply to a lot of people as well, is getting tools that will help you to succeed. So in the last week, I've had a blitzkrieg of that's maybe not the best term, but I've had a wonderful. I've had so much activity in the realm of the universe delivering me tools for mixing and mastering for music. And I still have a little bit more to get, but I basically have all of the mixing and mastering tools that I'll need to be able to professionally mix and master my music. This is huge, because as much as I've been writing songs for the last, 17 years, playing music for the last over 20 years, 23 years or so, I've known mixing and mastering, but I don't really know it. I'm not a specialist. I can't do it professionally. So that's what the universe is offering me during this time. And I think for all of us, that's a big thing, is with all the Virgo energy and the Gemini, as well as what we were talking about before with Jupiter and Saturn and whatnot, opportunities to progress are presenting themselves in the form of tools, knowledge, again, connections with other people, or all of the above. So open yourself to learn, open yourself to grow, and you will find a way. And again, it can be almost overwhelming how the universe just gives you these opportunities. It's really beautiful. If you really need it, then the tools are out there. We just, again, have to have the positive mindset, and we need to communicate, and we need to do that part of the puzzle piece placement, I think that's pretty much it for now. There's always more, but I think enjoy the Venus and Leo transit that we're experiencing, the playfulness, the fun, the laughter. Allow your inner child to come out while you're still very mentally focused on your goals. And again, I can't say it enough, communication. That Mercury in Libra is popping out to me with the transit chart of communication. Seek to understand where other people are coming from. Make sure you're communicating where you're coming from, because that can help alleviate misunderstandings. And again, that can be really helpful for people to help you out. You know, we all need to listen to each other, always. Nobody has all the answers, not even close. So it's so important to be able to be there for each other, to listen, and then to offer our perspectives. That really helps all of us. As long as our hearts are in the right place and we're really listening, we're seeking to be thoughtful, then that life becomes better for all of us. Infinite love to you, my friends. Again, take advantage of that sale. There's so much we can talk about everything. Love life or life purpose, fears, concerns, dreams, hopes. I love covering it all. That's what I'm here for. So yeah, again, in the description is the info for that. Namaste. Peace.